Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. I've been meaning to film this every time I was like doing my plant chores. We'll kind of get into that a little bit more in the video actually, but there's just days where I sort of needed plant care to myself and like it needed to be like my de-stressor, and that was that. And so today I decided that, you know what, I'm gonna set aside this portion of my plant care, I guess, to be able to film for you guys, because I honestly really liked filming the last one. I don't know if you guys enjoyed it, but I like these sort of more chill like plant care type of days. And I don't know that I'm gonna get everything done right now. I might split this up into like sections, so we'll see how that goes. But right now I'm currently where my like IKEA greenhouse is. I'll probably insert some b-roll of that so that you guys sort of know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I don't think we're gonna need to water too much over here. And I'll actually, I don't know if I can even like, no, I can't. All right, I think this is a better angle than it was before, and I'm actually gonna open this. Recently, you guys, I've kind of realized how different this year is to last year. My gigas keeps getting these like weird spots. I'll probably take a picture of it or something because I know my camera's not gonna catch it. It keeps getting these really weird like spots, almost like fungal-y spots kind of, or like spider mite spots a little bit, but I don't see any pests whatsoever, so I'm kind of just, I'm at a loss. But yeah, back to what I was saying. Last year, around this time, I experienced like such bad like just like fatigue, and like in general I just wasn't enjoying my collection or my space, or just like I think I also just wasn't in a good mental space either. And last year I was just like not feeling it for a while, and it like took me a while to kind of like start enjoying my plants again. But this year, honestly, and like knock on wood, I haven't experienced that. Like I've experienced the opposite, like and honestly what I could tie this to is like my if you haven't watched my video on my plant goals, which go watch that, but in that video I kind of talked a little bit more. I feel like I should bring the mic closer, but I don't know what I'd put it on. Never mind. I hope that this is okay for you guys. Like I hope I'm not like too quiet or too far away, because I honestly feel like I'm really far away from the mic, so I don't know if it's gonna catch it up pretty well. Also, I'm sorry for my creaky freaking chair. I always notice it in editing. So in that video I talked a little bit more about like just in general wanting to enjoy my space aesthetically, I guess, more, because like, you know, there's a lot, and even now I think there's some things that I still am kind of like not really enjoying but I feel like the issue with trying to make everything look good and like be like aesthetically pleasing to me, or just like fit how I want it to look, or like fit the certain look I want, I guess, like when it comes to like styling or designing with plants, that's sort of what I'm getting at, I guess. I kind of want it to look a certain way, and I want like plants to be in like really pretty pots or something like that. But when it comes to like cuttings and things like that, and like propagations or like stumps, like there's one down here actually that is a great example of that. It is this wavy no ID. It's literally just a stump. It has been a stump for a very long time, and only recently it's actually like gotten a leaf on it. I feel like the lighting is so bad. Hold on. Hopefully this is better. I am so sorry. I feel like this video is just freaking all over the place right now. Okay, so for a long time this was a stump, and it just recently grew this leaf, and like I just didn't really know what to do with it. It was in here for a long time in this little IKEA greenhouse, and I just recently took it out, and that's because I don't know why I took it out, to be honest. I think I just wanted this a certain way and it just didn't fit. So like kind of on that like spectrum of things, like same with like my Florida Beauty. I have a Florida Beauty that I chopped for a friend, and it's just kind of sitting there, and I feel like it's hard for me to allow like spaces, especially like in a space where I'm always in, and I'm just always like constantly seeing and like looking around this space. Like I'm in this space every day. I literally like I come home, I'm in here doing homework, whatever it is. And so it's hard for me to like allow those moments to just like not look aesthetically pleasing or just like not look put together. And this, like the other day, I think it was like last week or this weekend, is when I redid this space, and I didn't like completely redo it, but I just kind of added more touches that I thought I would like, that sort of made me like it more. Like this Azulani, I really stuck it on the outside, and I actually want to show you guys this one because this has like stolen my whole entire heart away. Like, hopefully this camera is doing it justice, and if not, I'm gonna take some b-roll and insert it. But it is just stunning. Oh my god, this plant is just so freaking beautiful. And so it all started with this plant, honestly. Like I wanted to showcase this leaf a little bit more, so I was like, you know what, let's redo this whole area and like put this more towards the front. Which that has water, I think it's fine. And so yeah, that's kind of what started it all. And so like this year, I feel like what's different about like the reason why I feel like I'm not feeling that fatigue or like that like kind of like unwant of my collection a little bit, is because I've sort of like now, like what's different this year from last year's, now I feel like my space is actually my space, and like these plants just like, it's not the plant space, I guess, you know. And right after that like goals video too, I literally just like went straight to like redoing my room because I was like, you know what, I really don't enjoy this space. It's not like I wasn't crazy about anything, it just wasn't like what I wanted it to be, I guess. Like there were still some things that I wasn't enjoying, and so I guess also being able to like, I'm sorry if you guys can hear my background noise, it's honestly really annoying, but it is what it is. The reason that I'm not feeling that fatigue or like that, just not feeling like the hobby, I guess, is because of the fact that I've sort of taken a little bit more, I guess, like control over my space. Like I've taken the time to like really make sure, I guess the time and the mindfulness to like really make sure I'm enjoying my space and I'm enjoying these plant spaces. Like right now, I think this is the most that I've enjoyed like how this space has looked. Oof, I'm so sorry, you guys. I think this is the most I've enjoyed this like greenhouse. It's not like anything crazy too, like there isn't like a kokedama in here or something like, or it's not like a terrarium, you know, it's not anything crazy, but I think just like finding small ways to improve that, like this is another way that I have been really loving this space, is by this like maidenhair fern. If you guys are new to the channel, I absolutely love maidenhair fern. It was a plant that was so beautiful, and even now it's really bouncing back. And I was on the verge of like tossing this in the trash. I was like, you know what, maybe I'm just done with you. And the story behind this one is that it got aphids, and it was like infested, like it was so gross and disgusting, and I just don't ever want to like have to go through that again, because it was so infuriating and irritating. Because if you've had aphids before, you kind of know what color they are. Look at the new growth on this and tell me that's not the same exact color as aphids. So it was so hard to see them, and later on I like found out that they were more towards the base and like on the like rhizomes and stuff. I absolutely hated it. And so yeah, I restarted this plant, and recently it's grown back, and I just love its like pot. By the way, I got this at a thrift store, so I'm sorry I can't tell you like, you know, where to get this from. I'm not even sure that this is an actual product. Honestly, if you were wanting to look for really like unique and one-of-a-kind pots, go to the thrift store, because I've noticed that a lot of people will sort of like make these like cool, like at least in my perspective, like from my perspective, this is really freaking cool. Like I really like this. The only thing I do wish is that it was like bigger so that I could put like bigger plants in here, but it's really freaking cool. Like I love the way that this came out. But like someone just like gave this to Goodwill for free, and I'm like, bro, like this could, you could sell this for like $100 and I'd pay it. Like Maybe not like right now, but it's something that I would consider paying because of how like unique this piece is. So if you're wanting to look for like some cool like unique pots, here's another thing that I found actually, and I'm just gonna pull this out. I found this. You could probably buy this from somewhere, but like this is another thing that I found at the thrift store, and I just like really like the like bubbliness, the blue mixed with the black. And yeah, don't sleep on your local thrift stores, or even like you could honestly go to like the bigger named ones, I guess, but also like your smaller shops as well. I found a lot of good vessels and pots at those as well, and they're very cheap. Like I know in my area there's a town that's like an hour-ish away, and I got like, I think it was like 6 vessels for like $4. It was insane. But I'm losing my train of thought. What was the whole point of this? Where was I going with this? Yeah, just finding like small ways to enjoy your space, I guess, and like taking control over them. Like with that wavy no ID chunk, or even like the Florida Beauty, they're in like Wendy's cups, and Wendy's cups around my space isn't exactly my aesthetic. So, if I were keeping those in my collection, those are not for me. If I were keeping those in my collection, I definitely find a way to like display them a little bit better, and take a little bit, like hone a little bit more of that design aspect when it comes to those plants. But because they aren't staying in my collection, and I just don't really see a point in like putting them in something nice when the person that I'm giving them to might like change their idea on what they want them in. So with those, I have kind of just like tried not to really focus in on that, and that's kind of what makes it hard to display those. But overall, like just finding little ways to enjoy your space, or even in my like larger plant shelf in that corner, with like driftwood, which I really freaking love that space. Like honestly, that is like one of my favorite spaces now. And honestly, I could say that about like this space, the space behind me, or even that corner. The space that I least enjoy now is this space down here, which you guys are probably not going to see, or maybe I'll insert some b-roll because I am going to care for some plants down there. But like the fact that like before, first of all, I did not like this space a week ago. I didn't like this space behind me, like that's in this tank. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I didn't like the space behind me a couple days ago. And like just like the way that I have sort of taken control of that and like shifted it into something more positive and something that I enjoy looking at is kind of what's changed that for me. Like it's kind of what's changed that fatigue for me. So if you are feeling like fatigue, or if you are feeling like you aren't enjoying your plants, either get rid of the plants that you like feel yourself not wanting as much, or you just don't see a point in having. And if you're on the fence about like a plant, like recently I've been on the fence about my Calathea Worshipwixii, imagine that plant in like a really pretty pot, and like just really like designed aesthetically, or just like designed in a way that you see it like looking great. And if you can't do that, or if you just like see it in something and you're like, well, I don't really care to have that in my collection, then you need to get rid of it. And that's what I've kind of realized with like my Purple Passion. I have been trying to like find a way to keep that in my collection because I do like it, but it's just so difficult for me to like want to keep it because of the way that it grows. Like it just grows straight up, doesn't really vine or anything. Okay, I need to hurry up with my plant care. I'm gonna keep doing my thing while I talk to you guys. Ooh, we got a lot of good roots in here. Okay, that's great. And this doesn't need water. And so like that's the way that I've kind of realized it. And for most of my plants, if I see them looking like, if I see myself liking it more if it's in something different, like for example the Maidenhair Fern, or what's an example I could think of right now? Oh, this one. Yes, you're the perfect example actually. This is my Brazilian rain tree, which is commonly used as like a bonsai. It kind of looks like a touch me not plant, but it isn't really It's not like reactive to touch whatsoever. It's more reactive to light, which is why you see all of the leaves starting to close right now. This was in this cup, like this sort of cup. It was a lot taller, and just like it didn't really fit the way that I wanted the plant to look. And for a long time, it was kind of my struggle with this plant. Like I just didn't like how it looked. And then I changed it to this pot, which this was from like a garage sale, I think. And I absolutely love this plant now. Like that has just completely changed my whole perspective and view on this plant. It really has just like transformed this plant. And I know it's like so dramatic, not dramatic, but it's like something so small that you wouldn't think really matters, but like cognitively and like visually it really does mess with you. So if you, again, I'm just trying to like, I don't know what I'm trying to do, but I guess like I just want people to feel this joy with their collection as well, and like not feel that struggle of like, do I really like this plant, or do like just not really know how they feel about a plant. And I guess like there also has to be like the want to, because like I did not want to get rid of this plant. I don't think I will ever want to get rid of this plant. You never know, but I really highly doubt it, unless it gets like really like to a place where it's just like unrecognizable. And so there has to be something there for you to like want to display with it, and want to like have it in your collection, but also want to like still put the effort in to make it look how you want it to look as well. So yeah, if you're struggling with fatigue, don't be afraid to mess around with your design aspect. Yeah, so this is my gigas, which recently has been pulled out of rehab. Honestly, I am like waiting for spring. I really am, because I feel like a lot of my like plants have been sort of struggling. I mean, not a lot of them, but like my gigas, my maidenhair fern, my seedlings, kind of, not really, they haven't been struggling, but I just want things to start growing. And like, oh, my snowbush has been struggling, and so I just want things to sort of start growing and doing better, and I just can't wait for spring. And I'm so happy that winter solstice has passed. Now we can start to get longer days and more sun. By the way, I live in Washington, if you guys didn't know, and it is almost 9 o'clock right now, and it's like gloomy, it's rainy, it's just like, and don't get me wrong, I like this weather, but not every single day. I just would prefer to not have this weather every single day. Every once in a while, sure, but every single day, are you kidding me? No thank you. It was like this yesterday. Actually, yesterday was actually kind of nice. It was like kind of sunny, but it was like a really nice, like pretty sunny. Like it was like wet outside a little bit, and the sunset was like really pretty. I think everything in this area is watered, at least from what I can see. So I think we're gonna move on to the next area, which I think might be my plant shelf over there. In here, I don't think there's a lot that needs watering, honestly. Oh, you know what? By the way, for those of you that have come over from Fern's channel, hello, welcome. Also, Fern, if you're watching, thank you so much. I really did appreciate that. Yeah, I guess I just wanted to like introduce myself a little bit. I am a college student, so that's actually kind of put a lot of pressure on me too, because I wasn't gonna post this week, because honestly it's been very busy and I just haven't really. By the way, if you don't know what I'm studying, which I don't think I've ever really said it, I'm still in between two things. I'm kind of leaning more towards one. I'm studying to either go into graphic design, or I'm also thinking about architectural design. Honestly, I'm leaning a little bit more towards graphic design. Currently I'm actually taking a design class, and I'm really enjoying that. Like I really do feel like properly like engaged in that class. Recently in winter I had a little bit more of a consistent schedule, but like because now like I like kind of have to take this class like very seriously. Not that I wasn't like taking any of my other ones, but this one is like definitive on whether I get into my major or not. I like kind of really have to shift my focus completely on school. And before I was already kind of struggling with this too. I was kind of struggling with like compartmentalizing, like, I wouldn't say compartmentalizing, but just like figuring out how YouTube fits into this sort of schedule right now. And so I apologize in advance. I am probably not going to be as consistent as you think I would be. One of my goals this year was to sort of be a little bit more consistent, but with college, honestly, it is very hard. And so I might be going down to like one video every 2 weeks, which is gonna suck because I really do like making content, but honestly, to save my like stress and my anxiety, I need to do that for myself too. Like, I just know it's gonna be way too much, especially with design. Like, I apologize in advance. And if you are, I don't know, I hope you guys enjoy my content enough to like still stay and like watch and appreciate it, because it also kind of sucks too, because I really like, even with this video right now, I'm like I have a certain way that I want it to look, and I feel like with school it's very hard to get my video to look exactly how I imagine it, because I know I can make it how I imagine it. Like with everything I have right now, I set my expectations to that level of like what I have right now. And so I didn't even bring my water. What am I doing? And so sorry if that shakes you guys. And so like it just sucks because I kind of have to reel in and like lower my expectations for the video a little bit, or not my expectations, but like set my goals for the video a little bit lower because of just like time constraint, I guess. Like, I really want to get these videos out for you guys too, and so I feel like if I were to really like try like to get everything in the video and like get it to look exactly how I wanted it to look, with like every single piece of B-roll that I wanted in the video, it would honestly take very long to make the video. And I still do try and like get the B-roll and like, you know, do like add my own touches to my video, like the way that I want it to look, I guess. But with like, I have like maybe one day to edit, and that is like, I think even last week I actually like filmed and like edited that whole week, because it was a little bit lighter. I started school on Wednesday, so it was like I could handle it. But when school like starts, like when I'm in classes and all of that, I have like maybe one day to either film and edit, or I'll already like have like filmed one day and then I just have one singular day to edit a video from like start to finish, with like everything that I want to put in it, like music, and that includes like thumbnail, although thumbnails I've started to do the next day, like the next morning, like before I post the video, just to kind of ease my stress a little bit. And sometimes, like there was one time, I need to hurry up with my plant care. There was one time where I spent all day editing a video, and the whole time that I was editing, I was like, you know what, maybe I should refilm this, and I was like, no, like I can't, like it's fine, I'll just deal with it. And then like literally as I finished, like I was already like maybe like more than halfway done with the video, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna refilm this. And I had just spent literally all day like editing, and like I think this was during like the summer-ish, or like I don't remember when this was, to be honest. And like I just decided to completely refilm that same day. With all of this, like, please just be patient with me. I really do want to like try and get these videos out to you guys as well. Like, I don't know, I guess just have patience with me is what I'm trying to get at. And I apologize in advance if I'm very inconsistent, because honestly I probably will be. Like last quarter I was very inconsistent. I feel like I was still a little bit more consistent than, you know, this quarter. Or I haven't even gone through this quarter, but I feel like I'm going to be a lot less consistent, and just please expect that. Like, I don't know, just don't get mad at me if I miss like a post or two, because it's just not gonna be. I feel like I also just put a lot of pressure on myself to have a consistent schedule, because it's taken me so long to like get into this groove of things and like get here, and now I'm just kind of like taking, like, deconstructing all of that. And so just, yeah, please just have patience. And yeah, I appreciate you guys, even if you watch when I post those late uploads. It does mean a lot, and especially when you guys comment. I love talking to you guys. Okay, now we're on the lower part of my shelf. I still haven't figured out this wire, so I apologize if it looks a little bit crazy. And I also want to give a little bit of like an introduction to who I am, I guess. I have a cat, which you probably have seen her. Where is she? Lila, come here. Come, hurry. Here she comes. Come on, come here. She's a Bengal, by the way. If you guys aren't cat people, Bengals are very talkative, so sometimes you'll hear her like talking in my videos as well. What? She is like my freaking I just love her so much. She is like one of my only friends, and yeah, she's just very talkative, and she has such a personality. Yeah, okay, she wants to go. She has such a personality, and I really do love her. She doesn't touch any of my plants, surprisingly. I've had her since she was a kitten. She is... How old are you? Are you 4? No, you're 5. Oh my god. That makes me sad. I got her in 2019, or she was born October 2019. So she is like going on 5. Wait, is that right? I feel like that doesn't sound right. No, I think she's 4. I can't do math right now, you guys. She's either 4 or 5, which makes me really, really sad. She is like, I don't even want to, you know what, let's change topics. Because I don't want to get emotional. But yeah, this is my cat. You guys will probably see her every once in a while in my videos because she's constantly just like sitting there doing something. Okay, can you get down? Go. Your butt is in my face. Go. Okay, yeah, so that's my cat. Also, if you haven't noticed, I am a very like artistic and creative person, and this is Exhibit A. Yeah, I am a very creative person, and I have a lot of paintings around my room that I've painted. Like, I have one like right above my bed. Yeah, just very artistic, creative. Okay, I need to freaking get a move on. Jesus. I'm also very into like interior design, architecture design, I guess, and like graphic design as well. Just all of the designs. I also do play some games. Like, I don't like saying this, but I'm a gamer. The first game that I actually ever got into was Sims. If you're a simmer, I feel so like weeby saying all of this, but yeah, Sims is my jam for sure. I've also been told I have a very calming voice, so that's great. And oh, this is one thing that I wanted to tell you guys. In high school, I'm pretty sure I've already said this. In high school, I had a teacher, my Spanish teacher. He would call me radio voice because he said that my voice sounded like one of those like morning radio shows where they're just like talking. I don't remember how he explained it, but yeah. And I remember like when I went to go pick up like my cap and gown, he was like, oh yeah, radio voice. Like, he just like called me that, I guess. I don't know, but I don't take that offensively whatsoever. Like, I own it, I guess. I don't know. Oh, I also really like thriller movies, and I listen to like R&B. Where is my distilled water? I listen to a lot of R&B. Some of my favorite songs right now are Baby by Summer Walker, Start Over by Planet Giza. I don't know if that one's right. And Psalm 62 by Foggy Raw, and Miss Johnson by him is really good. Yeah, those are some of my like favorite songs. And if you follow me on Instagram, you're gonna notice right away I post a lot of like the songs that I'm really into. So yeah, that's just a little bit about me. Also, my favorite color right now, I don't know excuse me, I don't know what has gone into me. I used to hate orange flavored things and grape flavored things. I still don't like grape flavored things. They just make me want to throw up. But right now my current favorite colors are orange and like this very specific blue. I'll probably insert a picture of it. It's a very specific tone of blue. It's like a deep, like, I don't know how to describe it honestly, but I'm gonna insert a picture so that you guys know what I'm talking about. But like, I have a sweater. Is it dirty? I don't think I have it hung up right now. It might be in the wash. It's a very like bright, like orangey orange. Like I really have been loving that, and I want to paint something with that color too, but just haven't gotten around to it, and I just wouldn't really know what the heck to paint, to be honest. This thing is still struggling. Also, you guys, look at this. Do you guys see that? Absolutely disgusting. Ugh, that just like gives me the heebie-jeebies. Oh, you'll also notice this too. My favorite animal is a frog. Also, look at these beautiful freaking lipstick flowers. Oh my god, that is so pretty. What in the world? Like, what in the freaking world is this? See, like this type of orange. Like lower on the stem. Oh my god, I love this so much. What the heck? Maybe I will keep this plant. I was kind of on the verge of like, do I even want this plant in my collection? Oh god, you need water. You need water. I was kind of on the verge of like, do I really want this plant in my collection? But honestly, I really do. I just need to find, like, it's hard for me to picture what I would put this in, like pot wise, I guess, to like kind of add to it. Let me know if you guys have any ideas. Maybe even something a little bit shorter. I honestly have no idea, because I haven't seen any of these really hanging. These are more like bushy type of plants, so I just never really, I don't know, it's hard for me to imagine what in the world this would look good in. But I really do like these flowers, you guys. I'm not really like a big flower person. Like, I don't keep plants just for their flowers. But I think this one, and not to say that that's the reason that I'm keeping this one, because I've also always really liked this texture. It has like a very like satiny, furry texture. Kind of like the caudata a little bit, but like on a much smaller level. Like, they're very like micro hairs. Almost like that peperomia that's like fuzzy, kind of. But yeah, I just don't know what this would look good in. So if you guys have any ideas, please let me know. I literally have zero clue. I guess I haven't really looked that much either, but like judging by what I have currently, there isn't anything that like really wows me, like that I imagine this in, that really like is like, wow, like I need to do that design aspect, or I need to repot it into that right now. So I've just kind of been leaving it. It's in this like clear pot or whatever. But yeah, I really freaking love these flowers. Oh my god. I hope it's giving me another one, because I would not mind. I really do love these. I'm just gonna show you guys one more time, because they are absolutely stunning and so like bright. It's crazy. Actually, I should take a picture for Instagram so I can remember those flowers. What else in here? Oh yeah, I also took out, this needs water. I also took out my, actually, I'm just gonna pour it in there. I used to have an Anthurium luxurians crossed with Pappy, where this Maranta is, which is like on this, and I took it out because it was getting really like bleached, and like even now I don't think it's happy where it is. I put it in like my fish tank thing. If you're new, I have a fish tank that's turned on its side. I think it's like a 10-gallon one, maybe, I don't know. Pretty sure it's 10 gallons. And yeah, I have it turned on its side, and I have a Barina on top of it. And I actually took out, I used to have 2 Barinas on top of it, which are like these light bars, and I recently took one off because I was like, you know what, maybe the Lux would do better in that area if there was less light, and I still feel like it's just not happy. So I don't know what the heck to do with that. I'm kind of scared to like put it in less light, because if you're like, at least in my experience, most of my anthuriums are thirsty, and so like putting it in almost no light, maybe I'll move it next to my, what are you called, next to my like little greenhouse thing. But I'm just kind of scared with that one. I don't know. I need to experiment also, but like it's also a plant that I spent my money on, so I'm kind of a little bit scared to do that. My Jose Bono, I moved recently to soil. I think there's kind of a root on this side, but yeah, I moved it into my chunky soil, which I've actually really been liking my soil mix. I might actually do a video on that next. I'm an overwaterer, by the way, or I tend to like lean towards that side of the spectrum, and so like a chunky mix definitely does me a lot of favors when it comes to plants. And so yeah, I don't understand how this thing is getting lit from the back, but whatever, I guess. Okay, that doesn't need water either. What about you? You probably do need water. This is my Stephania Suberosa. Oh, Jesus. Which I love so much. Oh, like, look at these leaves. I'm like crazy obsessed with this one specific leaf. It just looks so like belate. You guys, like, it's freaking insane. Like, I love that like puffiness. It's not something that I would expect from like a Stephania, but I mean, it's there, and you know, it's not going away. So yeah, that's freaking crazy. That's honestly like by far my favorite leaf. The way that the like sinus is kind of like pinched inward. Oh my god, it's so freaking cute. I love it so much. Yeah, this is one of my favorite plants right now, and it kind of looks like a flower pot, kind of like, it's just like so bushy right here, but I'm very impressed with myself at the fact that I was able to bring this out of dormancy. It only took me like maybe a month, I think. I just chopped everything down. Wait, did it take me a month? I don't remember how long it took me, but I know it wasn't that long. I can't remember when I moved my space around. Maybe it was a month. I don't know. But it didn't, I remember it didn't take me that long. Oh, give me 1 second, you guys. Next is this one here, which honestly I think is fine. It does have a new leaf, so it's probably gonna dry out pretty soon. But I don't think this needs water like crazy. Still see some moisture. The roots are still growing pretty great. So this one's great, and also it's giving me a new leaf, you guys. Do you see that there sticking out? Lovely. Absolutely adore that. Honestly, I'm kind of scared for that new leaf because I don't know how... Hold on, you guys probably can't hear me. I don't know how it's gonna fit into this because... you guys can't see it. Hold on. This is what it looks like right now. So there's like one leaf here, and then these two leaves are facing that way. But this leaf is like right in the middle. It's literally right on my finger. And so when it grows out, it's gonna probably go straight down here. Actually, maybe I should turn it this way so that it kind of like positions itself right here. I don't know. We'll see when that grows out, but I'm just kind of a little bit confused on how it's gonna look with that leaf out, but we'll see. Wait, did I even say what my favorite movie thriller was? I don't remember if I said it. If I didn't answer that, my favorite thriller movie, probably, maybe, of all time, is Us. It's directed by... What the heck is his first name? Oh my god, I'll pop his name on the screen. I can't think of his name right now. But, it's directed by him, and he's a comedian, and he does scary, like, not even scary, but, like, he just, like, knows a way to, like, psychologically get you in such a messed up, like, way, I guess, that it, like, it's just, like, oh my god, even thinking about it right now. Yeah, that movie is one of my favorites, and I've watched like Get Out. I haven't watched his newer stuff though. I've heard that Nope is very, very good. I have been wanting to watch it, and maybe I'll actually watch it sometime soon. Yeah, he just does scary really, really well, and that's like one of my favorite movies. I also just have really good memories surrounding that movie. I watched it when it first came out with my boyfriend, and I was like... I don't want to say I was traumatized, but I just have some really good memories with that movie. And yeah, I've watched it countless of times. And oh right, I was saying my favorite animal is a frog. You guys are gonna notice this very quickly. I have a lot of like little frogs around. I have one up there. I have one on my like fish tank thing, and then I have one on my IKEA thing. I have a lot of frogs around, and actually I don't think a lot of people, well, actually I don't think any of you really know this unless you were like one of my friends that's watching. Well, one friend that's watching. Oh, hold on. My full name is actually not Lily. And, but yeah, a lot of people say that it's really ironic. I've had like 3 people say that it's ironic, or that my name suits me perfectly because I'm into plants, which my nickname does, not my name, but yeah, I'm very much into plants, and I also want to talk about that. Actually, we'll talk about that over there. Now, the reason why I wanted to talk about this over here is because of this plant. This is my Solanum oleanum, which I think everyone is a really big fan of, and if you don't have one, get it one, okay? That is your job today, is to get a Solanum oleanum. Of course, if it's within your budget, and if you want one, because I freaking love this plant. And the reason that I wanted to talk about this over here is because this is actually a terrarium plant, which means that this can be grown in a terrarium. But I bought mine from Russo Plant Care. He grows his in ambient conditions, and so I started, I bought mine from him and I just grew it in ambient conditions, and this is what it has turned into. And it is still like continuously growing. Up here I have this vine that has just gotten freaking crazy, and yeah, I really freaking like this plant. I really, really do. And honestly, I would even go to say that this is like a very easy plant, you guys. Like, it is so easy. Like, it's ridiculous how easy it is. And I was actually kind of scared to put this in no drainage, and it has actually taken really, really well to it. Can you guys see those roots? Hopefully you can. It has a lot of amazing roots that are popping up, and this actually might, no, it still has some moisture in there. But this is the way that I like to grow my plants. If I am forced into keeping a plant in a enclosed space that's controlled, or an area that I just don't really get to see, it's one reason why I've never really looked into like a tent. It's because like those plants are kind of closed off to you, so I don't really see a point in owning things like that. I don't know if that makes sense. This is an example of the way that I like to grow my plants, and I guess it just describes everything too. Like, all of my plants are sort of kind of growing in a way where they are easy for me to care for, and easy for me to also see and like appreciate. Yeah, but yeah, this doesn't need water. I think yesterday I noticed that this needed water. This is my Wavy No ID, also from Russo Plant Care. I feel like the exposure is like, I don't know, I feel like it's crazy dark. I don't know. It's not as dark as it seems. The lighting is just really bad here, which I was trying to fix. But yeah, this is actually growing a new leaf, and this does need water pretty severely, I'd say. Oh, this also needs help. I think that leaf will undo itself now. Kind of just opened up the caterpillar a little bit. Oh, another thing that you might have noticed with this one, if you're new, is that I have nothing against no drainage holes, and yeah, I do grow some plants in no drainage. It's something that over this year I've definitely become a lot more comfortable with, which is honestly something that I didn't notice, but I am very appreciative of that. It kind of just helps, honestly, and I've noticed in some cases that the plant will actually decline if I take it out of no drainage. One plant that this has happened with is my Brazilian rain tree. I remember I took it out of no drainage. Well, actually, I think I took it out of no drainage twice. Yeah, I took it out of no drainage twice. There was one time where I was trying to do like bonsai stuff with it, and it just did not like it. The roots were like, I don't know, I could just tell like it wasn't doing that great. I think it dropped some of its leaves, and then like afterward they just didn't look the same, or it just wasn't growing as fast either. I don't remember what it was, but it was something like that. And get all of this out. This one does have a drainage hole, by the way. You can kind of see it right here. I'm pretty sure this was like a cover for like a sconce of some sort. And I've just repurposed it as a clear vessel for my plant, which I love this. I've been trying to find some vessels like this and I've had zero luck. Oh, I also moved my Splendid up here, which it gave me this new leaf, and oh my god. I feel like I'm definitely gonna achieve my goal now. One of my goals for this year was to size this plant up. Do you need water? Can't tell. Still got some moisture, but it's also pretty light. Maybe I'll wait a little bit longer. But I moved it up here because it's also getting a lot taller. And oh, I haven't shown this on my channel actually, but let me finish my sentence. It's getting a lot taller and the leaves are also getting a lot bigger, but with that, it's also getting burned by my, not burned, well, bleached, not burned. It's getting bleached by my Barinas, and you can kind of see it on this leaf. There's like a slight orange tinge on some of the sides, like especially on this side you can kind of see there's like a discoloration. Maybe I'll try and get a picture of it because I feel like you won't really be able to see it in darker areas, and so I moved it up there because actually this one's getting pretty bleached too. Jesus, I need to move my lights back. I have these under like Sansi clip-on bulbs, and so Sansi lights are very, very strong. That's one thing that I would advise people to be careful of. And so maybe I actually have to move that even further. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, this thing is getting taller. The leaves are getting bigger, so I just figured it would need a little bit more space and room to grow, and also not as much harsh light, even though these Sansi bulbs are pretty harsh. But just the ability to go upwards, which is where, this is where I have most of my big plants. I think I have like maybe, it's not really big though. Yeah, most of my big plants are up here. This is like one of my favorite areas, you guys. I love like the display on here. Oh, I think you are getting bleached. Okay, maybe we move these further back. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna water this. This one usually doesn't need water that often. And I'm also trying to be very careful with my watering on this one because of the fact that it doesn't have a lot of roots in here. And I kind of was hoping that it would throw out some roots in this like chunkier mix, but I don't see any. Okay. Also, you guys, this leaf is massive. Okay? This is my head. It is massive. Absolutely ginormous. And it's already giving me a new leaf too. It'll push up. I'm honestly, something I might do with this one this summer is, I'm very hesitant in saying this, but I might chop this in half. Maybe find the best node that I think will produce like pretty good variegation. Chop it in half, have two, maybe. Because I really, really like this plant, you guys. And I don't mind having a backup. I don't mind having multiples of this one. The only thing with that is space. Where the heck am I gonna put another gigantic plant of this? Like, I don't know. Ooh, I don't know. I was thinking maybe I could have it like hanging, maybe, but I don't know if I would like that. I don't know. But that is something that I'm thinking about. Not sure if I'm gonna do it. This probably is gonna need an extension pretty soon, which is gonna be my first extension on these Rousseau moss poles, which is probably also my very first moss pole like extension in general. I think I've done one moss pole extension or tried to do it and it just didn't work. But normally when I like extend my poles, I just switch out a different piece of acetate because I use a like lazy pole method. I think Charmaine has a video on that too. And so this is gonna be like my very first official moss pole extension on these sort of moss poles, which honestly I've really been loving. I got this, I'm not sure if they still have, there's like a promotional thing where if you order something from Rousseau you can get like 2 free moss poles. So if you are wanting to try out Rousseau's moss poles, I definitely recommend you go do that and get you some moss poles, because honestly this, like, out of any moss pole that I've seen, and I know it kind of seems like I'm like affiliated with Rousseau in some way. I'm not. I really just do like all of his products, and I feel like he has a really great business and really great plants. He's also like an engineer, I think. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he's some kind of engineer. And out of any moss pole that I've seen, this has been the only one that's like piqued my interest, I guess. Like all of the like closed back ones, I just don't really, I feel like it doesn't really fix the issue that like netted or like DIY moss poles have, where they're like with like chicken wire and like things like that. I feel like they just don't really solve that issue. And then they also just look really small. Like I've seen some like thickly poles that are like very, very like small. Like they don't have a lot of room for moss in the actual like moss pole. Can you guys even see this? No, I doubt you can. They don't have a lot of room like in this actual moss pole, which Rousseau, let me tell you, he gives you room, okay? Hopefully you guys can see that. He gives you room, okay? Compared, actually that's not really a good comparison. A lot of my like DIY moss poles, they're like half of this, okay? Like it's like a little like, it maybe like stops like right here. Okay, like it's very, very small, but this is like, it's a lot of room, so you're not going to deal with like your moss poles drying out as much. And he does have like holes and stuff, but I haven't noticed that that's like really messed with like, I feel like it kind of balances itself out because it has a lot of room in here, but you also don't want to have too much room and then it like starts rotting and stuff. I'm in no way affiliated with Rousseau, even like if I have links down below. I think I only have links on my grow lights and my fertilizers, which none of that is like has to do with Rousseau, although I have been wanting to try his stuff. He has like kelp feed that he uses to foliar feed his plants. He also has fertilizers that he uses. I have been wanting to try all of that stuff. I just haven't gotten around to purchasing it. Okay, so now I'm gonna water everything in here, which I don't think a lot of things are gonna need water. Also, I have some updates for you guys on some things in here. Oh, also, you guys haven't seen how I redid this. I did reorganize in here a little bit. I do enjoy this a lot more than what it was. I think that for like permanently, I think I'm gonna keep this little blue person in here. I really, really like how that pot looks in here, and I've just found that every time I've enjoyed this like display, it's always been with that little blue person in here. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I think this thing is rotting, but it's also kind of confusing because there's still like good roots in here, but there's also like rotted roots that I can see. Like I can literally see, I don't know if you guys will be able to see that, but there's a lot of rotted roots right here. Oh, I also moved my Ficus shiveriana up a little bit. Honestly, I don't really know how to display this one either. I need to find a good pot for this one too. I actually might go to the thrift store after I film this. This is my crystallinum, which I love, and look at this freaking root. Freaking awesome. Love that. I don't know what happened to the other root though. I think that's the one root I was looking for last time, and I have no idea where that went. This is my the luxuriance cross I was talking about earlier. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but there's like a yellow tinge on the end of this. You can also sort of see the like veining of it. I don't know if you guys will see what I mean, but maybe I'll try and insert a picture or something so that you guys can see what I mean. Also, it's giving me a new leaf. It's starting to unfurl. I hope it's not too slow because I know Lux leaves are really slow. The roots on this one are also really, really great. It's rooting up really amazingly. This one also doesn't need water. Do you? I don't think so. Also, you guys, my solanum, I don't know what to do with it. It's about to touch my desk. Like it's already touching this board down here. I don't know if you guys can see it. I have this like wood shelving thing that goes in my larger shelf that I just watered. And dude, I keep swiping near you. You gotta scoot. Yeah, it's already touching that. So I know there's, and honestly, if it extends any lower, like it's already touching my desk. So I just don't know what to do with it. I don't know if I should chop it. I don't know, I guess that's something I need to think about. I think I might chop it, but I also really like the vessel that it's in right now. But again, I could look for some other bigger vessels to pot it into when I, you know, chop it. This is my like blue person, and if you've been a consistent viewer for like a while, you'd know that I've always sort of kept my Miranda in here. And the other day, I think I was gonna water it, and then I sort of started looking at the plant, and it was like really, really weird. Like the stems got like really, really like wobbly and like destabilized. You know, I was trying to sort of like hook the roots because there was like a stem that was going up and then it was like going across, and I was trying to sort of lower that in the pot so that the like stems that were going across, or like the nodes that were going across, were able to like root into the substrate. It was just getting to a point where it was too wobbly and too unstable, so I just chopped it, and now we have all of these cuttings rerooting. And honestly, the plant for a while stressed me out, and I am just happy that now I'm kind of gonna get a like blank slate, and it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be great, and yeah, I can't wait for it to start growing. But yeah, this is another example, I guess, of like ways that you can kind of be mindful in your own collection. If things are just getting unruly and you like the plant but you don't want to get rid of it, chop it back. I wouldn't say start over, but maybe just chop it back and either take those new cuttings and start the plant over, or chop it back and let it grow out some more from that.